they're not you. They can't possess the same type of thought process and heart that you have. So when you trying to figure out like who you are and the different type of changes that you want to make for yourself, it can be a really, really difficult journey. Like there's a lot of things that you have to consider and understand and implement. Just comb through a bunch of bullshit to get to the authentic type of person that you are. Just even me, like doing these videos and doing it in the raw element that I'm doing it in right now is a little uncomfortable. I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'm trying to make it a habit to just start pressing record and just start recording the video, because I feel like it can be my most authentic, best work. I do a lot of thinking. Like I sit and I observe. That's just how I operate as a person, and trying to figure out what my next moves are. What is the best thing for me? What type of changes can I make? You're trying to rediscover yourself. You have to ask yourself, a couple of questions. What do I want to be remembered for? Now that's a loaded question. What are you leaving behind? What type of memories are you leaving behind? How are you leaving people? You leave people the same way that you found them. If you found them in a good mood, in a good space, you shouldn't come in and disrupt their peace. Now you done left them in a bad mood. They're crying. They're sad. No, that's not how you should leave an impression. And that's a really loaded question. Like even I think about that, how I affect other people, whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I think about that every day. I think about what type of lasting impression I leave for myself, and what do people say about me when I leave their presence. What do people talk about regarding me with other people? So I feel like that's something important when it comes to trying to rediscover who you are as a person. What is it that you want to leave on this earth when you are gone? When someone says your name, what is it attached to? Is it attached to something positive? Is it attached to something negative? Is it attached to amazing memories and experiences that you were able to build with others? Or was it they would rather you get the hell out of their faces and they are so happy when you are gone? Like seriously, we have to think about what type of lasting impressions that we leave on people, because they matter. It can help you determine what type of person you want to be moving forward, the type of impact that you have on others. Sometimes you have to sit with yourself in the most uncomfortable and realize you are the problem. Sometimes I have to realize that about myself. Sometimes I am the problem. That could be really hard to say someday, especially because I'm an Aquarius. My Aquarius people get it. When I do sit with myself and realize like, hey, like Danielle, like you was like wrong in that situation, or you did mess up, or you can handle that situation a little bit better. That it comes with growth. Growth literally comes within that. Just that small portion of you rediscovering yourself and thinking about what type of legacy you want to leave for yourself, for your family, if you decide to have family. All of that stuff matters. Another thing that helps with you rediscovering yourself is when you think about what topic make you the most angry. When you get angry, that's when you realize what part of you needs to be worked on. That is important. Like when you get angry and you get super hyped up and passionate about something, that can take you into a direction of like, okay, that's what works for me. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I'm driven. That's where my goals are setting me towards. That's where I want to work. But like you being angry, that can harbor a lot of unhealed things that's going on that has not been able to be processed. Things that may be very controversial to you. And it also taps into the topic of shadow work. I'm not going to talk about shadow work in this video because I can designate a whole nother video to shadow work. Now, when you also trying to figure out like who you are, rediscovering yourself, you got to think about what are you interested in? What do you like? What don't you like? What sets that fire inside of you? What allows for you to be your authentic self and be comfortable in who you are? Like what drives you to pursue the things that you want to pursue? What captures your heart? What are you so passionate in that you can do that same thing all day long? That's where I want to be. I want to be in a place where I am so happy and so comfortable and just in a space where I don't have to ask for anything. It doesn't really mean like content, real comfortable. feel, oh, I could deal with this forever and ever. Like, not necessarily be stuck. I don't use stuck in my vocabulary anymore. Going through therapy, I don't use the word stuck when it pertains to me. Being at a place where you're at ease, you are just like so comfortable in your space and nobody can penetrate that. You feel good. Like, that's the type of place that I'm trying to be in, and be that comfortable and be that happy and that excited about just me learning more about myself, how much further it can take me down my next journey. That can piggyback off of that is just thinking about what type of thing are you interested in that you haven't tried. For example, I'm terrified of roller coasters. So you can't pay me enough to get on a roller coaster. It's just not going to happen. I'm just not going to try that again. So you don't do anything in 2025 or beyond and moving forward. Think of things that you have not tried yet. Like, if there were things that you brought over back from 2024 and you wasn't able to accomplish it then, bring it over into 2025 and beyond. Come up with a bucket list, come up with a to-do list. When you do that, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Go at the pace that is comfortable for you. Go at the pace that works for you. Sometimes, some people may be more spontaneous and they can't necessarily plan every single thing out in their life. But even if you're like, all right, you know what? You want to travel to Paris or something like that. Put that on your list somewhere. Not saying it has to be concrete, but just by you manifesting and speaking those things into your life, you can actually make those come true. And then you want to also think about, when you're rediscovering yourself, you want to think about your strengths, your talents. What things are you good at? What can you do very well? What is something that you can do that you don't think nobody else can really do like you? There's millions of people on YouTube. Millions of people. I don't care about that. Because guess what? No one on YouTube is like me. And that's what I had to realize, because it took me so long to do this. I've been on other platforms, whatever, created other like cool little short videos. But I've always wanted to try YouTube, and I'm finally here. I'm trying to get comfortable. These are my first beginning videos, and I know like they're not perfect. They're not gonna be perfect. This is a strength that I know within myself. I know I like to talk. For the most part, I'm a very positive person. I like to help others. That's always been embedded in me. I know that's my strength. Another talent that I have is that I love creating videos. I love being creative when it comes to videos. I have created really cool videos before, so that's a talent that I have that I want to continue to work on. So I know that's something that I'm doing right now. You want to be able to tap into those talents that you have, and it doesn't matter because 20 other people has done this or 20 other people has done that. So what? They're not you. They can't possess the same type of thought process and heart that you have. So your personality can shine through differently, and a different type of audience may be receptive to how you're coming off as. I had to think about it like that. That's why I'm here now. This is one of the few first videos that I'll be putting on YouTube. And I know this video is not all perfect, and my aesthetic is not all glitz and glam like most of the YouTubers that I see, but I'm raw, and this is original, and come off, and I'm going to attract the type of audience that I have based off of what I'm doing. Another thing when it comes to rediscovering yourself is, what is your personal values and beliefs? Because that right there is going to drive you in the direction that you need to go into. That alone right there can put you in places that you've never been in. Those type of things right there can put you in rooms that you never thought that you could walk into. So you just thinking about your own personal beliefs and value system, you have to understand what that is. Like, what does loyalty mean to you? What does respect mean to you? What does people showing up for you look like? You have to think about all those things. How can you hold people accountable? Just stuff like that. The same type of belief system that you have for yourself, you want to kind of have for others. You want people to be able to understand your standards when it comes to you, and like that's super important. I've had to think about those type of things over the years as I've been getting older. Certain stuff that I used to tolerate 3 years ago, I'm not tolerating it no more. I'm not. And I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm at a place where if I'm going to be alone most of the time, that's just what it's going to be. Because what I'm realizing for my value, for myself, I've struggled with not being happy with myself. I've struggled with low self-esteem. I'm still working on my confidence, things of that nature. You know, I'm not perfect. It may come off sometimes like, oh, Danielle got it all together. No, I don't. Listen, I'm winging this. Most of the time we winging it. But I'm realizing as I'm getting older, really digging deep into my belief system and my value system about myself is what I'm realizing. If people are gonna fall off, and I'm gonna attract the people that is meant for me. If I'm showing up for people, I expect for you to show up for me. To me, that is basic stuff. But you know what? That everybody's not gonna operate in the same stadium that you operate in. They just not. So I have to understand that just because I show up for people a lot doesn't mean they're gonna return the favor. Just because I know how to praise and love on people, things of that nature, that doesn't mean that they're gonna do the same thing for me. At the end of the day, I throw my hands up to that. If you can't show up for me like the way I show up for you, it's not fair. It's one-sided. Guess what? And I'm not doing that no more. And that's part of my personal values and my belief system. So having those hard conversations like with yourself when it comes to your belief system, your value system, it could be super hard and it could be super humbling, because sometimes you have to stand 10 toes down on how you feel. And a lot of the time you may be at a period by yourself for a while, because you have to isolate a little bit to gather yourself to be able to become a new person. The stuff that you used to do, it's not working no more. Process of a caterpillar soon growing to become a butterfly. Like sometimes you gotta retreat. You got to go into yourself to figure out how can you bloom differently. It's just a lot of things when it comes to you being able to rediscover who you are, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. The road is not easy, and everybody's road is different. Everybody has a different set of tools. Everyone has a different mindset. Everyone has a different heart, different strengths and talents and things that you're passionate about, things that you're striving for. Everyone's reasons and intentions are completely different. You just have to realize what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how you're going to move forward, what type of person you want to be, what do you want to be remembered for. I hope this video was able to resonate with some people. It was able to make some sense. It was raw. Everyone that has watched this video, and I will catch you on the next video.